Hey, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. This is TerrenceRe with your market update. Today we're gonna go over, what's the big sell-off yesterday. We're gonna talk about possible trades in Tesla. We are gonna go over trades in Tesla that I just put on, some cheap ways to play it right after the buffer. We got the S&P futures down about, quarter of a percent. The thing about it though is it ran up early. Well, excuse me, yeah, as the bell opened, the indices were up. So now we got the same. Those futures are down. If you look at my watch list, you'll see we got the S&P futures down a quarter percent. The Nasdaq is rolled over. It's down about 0.5%. Uh, the Dow futures about quarter of a percent the same, and the Russell futures are leading the way, almost down a whole percent. Remember, I told you guys I like to watch the Russell. The Russell will tends to lead the rest of the pack. So when you see those small caps, the mid caps begin to roll over or go up, they tend to lead the market in either direction because they're a little bit more volatile. We got bonds up. Uh, we'll talk about a put spread I got on in TLT, and which means I'm trying to take advantage and try to get long. And then we're gonna also talk about some. Let's get to Tesla. We ain't gonna wait at all. So if we come look at Tesla, we can see yesterday. Let me hide. Let's make this. I'm gonna take off. I got some Fibonacci's retracements on here, but I'm gonna take it off just so we can get us a blank screen for the most part. And let's take a look at it. So yesterday, this is a daily chart. This big red candle. Tesla was down yesterday, I believe, about 12%. From what right around 100 all the way down to about what eight, what we'll call it. I don't know what's that, about 875, somewhere right around in there. And so Tesla actually opened up this morning. It is still up about $8, but it was actually up a little bit more than that. So as it opened up, what I did was I came in here and placed like some cheap butterflies. So let's talk about what a butterfly is. I've done them before on here. I went 51 days out. I want to be in the monthlies. The monthlies are the most liquid, but for the most part, the liquidity, the option in Tesla, they're going to be liquid anyway. Even if you did a weekly, it's just more liquid in the monthlies. So if we come out here and let's take a look at, first of all, 51 days out, where's the expected move? Right around here, going down to the downside about what's that, 176. That's going to place you right around. You can see it moving between 715 and 710. And I came out here and placed it right at the lows, the previous lows down here of about let's call it 700, right? And so the reason why I did that is because I said, well, I think Tesla's going to take out these lows or come down, right? And if it comes down here and approaches these lows, you'll see this act as support. So I'm just trying to pin this trade, right? It's a cheap trade. So if I was to put it on right now, it's a bearish trade. And it doesn't cost a lot to really trade it. Tesla's is an expensive or a high priced equity at $890. So things like Tesla, Google, Amazon, to try to trade those with options, it's going to get real expensive. So rather than for me to just try to, sell some spreads or anything like that, I would rather come in here and then basically try to pin it. Meaning I want to try to pin the price, like where I think Tesla can go to. And wherever you think it can get to, that's where you would have your short options in the butterfly. So all I did was I sold two of these. You could either click on this and sell two of them, do it manually, or right here where you see up here where it says butterfly, like you could come up here, and I'm on the Tastyworks platform. And in my opinion, that's the best platform out right now to do whatever you want to do on. And down in the description, you can hit the link and use my link to sign up uh, and get you an account. So back to what we were talking about, you can come over here and you see where it says butterfly. I'm going to buy this butterfly, so I want it long. If I was selling a butterfly, like maybe doing like a ratio butterfly, or doing something like that, you can sell it. But I'm not doing that, right? I want to buy my butterfly because I want to pay a cheap price. I want to take a shot, and if I don't it don't pan out, I just lose a few bucks. But if I'm lucky and I hit it, then I can make a little bit of money too. Maybe some 5 to 1, maybe even a 10 to 1. We'll see. So when you're buying, it's going to be long to put. If I clicked on it, that would change it to short. I'll click on it again and hit long. Put, I'm on the put side. And then I will hit go for butterfly. Now you see it right there, but it's showing, it puts it right at the money. But I don't want it there. So all I would do is come down here where it says strikes. I'm going to click the up arrow, and you see how I'm moving it. It's just moving it to where I want it to be. And this is where I think the market can get to. So wherever you think using your technical analysis or whatever, that's what you would do. And I will show you guys what I'm talking about. When I get here, I just drag it, drag it, drag it. Now this is a butterfly. It has two. Right here, you sell two and you buy the wings. I bought one here and then one here. Now, this is a defined risk trade. The most I can lose is what I paid for it. And you can see right now it's trading right around 16, like right now 15. It's bouncing around between 8 and 22 bucks, $8 and $20, like 9 cents right now, 23, right? So you see it bouncing around. This is a cheap trade. Now, how much can you make? It is a $10 wide butterfly. See, 710 to 700, 700 to 690. That's $10 wide on each side, right? It is a equidistant butterfly. So with it being $1,000 minus whatever I paid, I have 3 of them that I bought, averaging around the price of $14. So I can make $986. All right. So that's a cheap way of trading Tesla without and to be honest with you, if I get the direction right and it gets down there, I'll make some money. Now, how much just depends on time. I actually want time to pass by. The more time it passes by and takes longer and then gets to my place, the more money I'll make. And I did 3 of them. So I may have spent, I don't know, $50. I don't know what commissions, maybe somewhere between 50 and $60 on all 3 of them to take a cheap shot, excuse me, on getting short Tesla. And for that trade, and those are one of the things that some of the little nuances, the options that you can do to stay involved and do things daily, just to put something on. Now let's go look at the bond trade that I have on. I have a put spread on in the TLT, 23 days out right now. Well, I sold a put spread. I think I sold the 120 and bought the 117. So it's just a $3 wide. And I just need right now the TLT is down a little bit. I just need a little pop, and hopefully I'll get it. I define my risk by doing the put spread. It's $3 wide. And then I got an iron condor in IWM. That iron condor in IWM is 51 days. And I plan to hold it probably about 30 days or so. I think when I put it on, it was at maybe 53, 54, 55 days. So I'll be out of this trade before the gamma really takes hold of the trade. And so, but yesterday, so now let's go through and look at, some of the stuff on my watch list, and let's talk about this market a little bit. With Tesla selling off so much, and really the Nasdaq just leading the market down. The only thing, Microsoft had good earnings yesterday, so Microsoft is up like $14, and that's really what's saving the market right now. Google is down, 3%. And if we look at, let's just look at Microsoft. It's almost like a huge head and shoulders, which if you had a shoulder right here, got a head and another shoulder, and just look at how many it took out this low, and it's just right here at these lows. So it's pulling back, which I figured we would get a retracement, but I doubt very seriously it. Well, who knows? You got a gap here. So if you got a gap here at a right around 292, so it could come up and test this level right here, and you got another gap here. You got a gap here. So Microsoft could make a move to the upside. With the Federal Reserve talk, you have different speakers from the Federal Reserve making statements about raising interest rates. They're now talking like, at first they were just going to do 25% hikes. Now they're talking about doing 50 basis point hikes now. And one of the members of the board even made reference to doing a 75-point basis hike. So if we get some, or 0.75, if you get something like that, then with higher interest rates, because in my opinion, the market is only where it's at because of low interest rates in the Fed. So if the Fed is going to reverse their policy and so-called in quantitative easing and start tightening, then I would think that some of these stocks, some of these assets would come down in price. So we'll see. But that's my little fundamental spiel. I'm not a real big fundamental guy. The majority of basis of my trading is based off of technical analysis, looking at patterns and using fib levels and stuff like that to trade on. So let's take a look at Apple. Apple reports earnings, I think, tomorrow after the bell. And one way you can see that on the Tastyworks platform. So I got Apple pulled up. If I come over here and click this little arrow right here, you see this E, and it got 428, and you got a bell, and then you got an arrow over here to the right of the bell. That's letting you know it's after the bell. So it's gonna be after the bell tomorrow. So we'll get earnings on Apple tomorrow. When is Amazon giving theirs? Excuse me, Amazon as well. So we're gonna have earnings on Amazon and Apple tomorrow after the market. So basically, and you look at Amazon is getting killed. I mean, it's literally getting killed. It's from the highs up here, right around 37.50. You're down here about $800 at 27.79. So the market, and I only look at the big stocks. You can look at the big stocks and pretty much tell everything else. Everything else is getting killed. Facebook has been annihilated. Netflix has been annihilated. And in my opinion, and it's still continuing to go down. You got Netflix all the way over here at the bottom of the screen. If you ask me, it's not worth $190. It keep on diving because it's been so. Now you have so many different streaming services out there that you can use. Now, I personally love Netflix. I think they do a poor job of advertising though. They have some very they have some programs on there that I like and that they don't really advertise for, that you have to like just know it or roll up on it by accident. They have some great series on there and they don't advertise them well, in my opinion. So I think that's one of their problems. Let's see. So with that being said, if you look up here on the screen, you'll see RSI, which is the relative strength index, right? You got a 16.7 and it's showing green. That what that's saying is that it's oversold and it's showing green, like, hey, this might not be a bad buy. Because if you look down here, now this is a visual of that same indicator up here. You can see it down here. And whenever you see it this far oversold, we could get a bounce. So it's possible at 190. I could see you if you were to. I'm not advising anyone to step in and catch this falling knife, but at some point we will get a bounce. Now you could get a nice rally in Netflix. It could go up 20, 30, $40, and you get a nice little rally out of it. So if you could, if you can afford to buy 100 shares of Netflix, hey, you probably, as a trade, you could probably buy 10 of them. And then if you get maybe a 50-point bounce off of these lows, make you about $500 or something like that. That's the kind of thing. But I wouldn't hold it long term. Like I wouldn't hold Netflix long term at all. It's just, in my opinion, I think the market's just gonna continue to go lower. So with that being said, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I plan to go live daily at 10:30 on days that the market is open, and then talk about my portfolio and things that I got going on. And this is a smaller account, so you can mimic this if you don't have a large account. This is not a large account. I'm up about $400 for the year. Took a couple L's about a week ago, doing some day trading, but I still am positive for the year, and that's that. Mostly, I'm doing defined risk spreads for the most part, selling credit spreads, buying debit spreads, butterflies. Every now and then I'll do a broken wing butterfly. We'll talk about the dynamics of that. And so hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Like, subscribe, share. And with that, I'm out. Peace.